Hello, dear students. Today's lesson is about listening. So, look at the picture. Imagine you are in the jungle. What can you see? Or what can you hear? How do you feel being in this place? So, we have some words we're going to use together to describe what we actually want to relate it about the feelings. And we have snake hissing, river rushing, leaves rustling, and birds singing. So, keeping in mind these words, how would you feel in the jungle? And what can you hear? Let's discover together. I am in the jungle. I can see tall trees all around and beautiful plants and flowers. It's quite noisy because there are a lot of animals around and I can hear a river rushing. I can hear birds singing and the leaves rustling on the trees. It's very hot and I'm sure I heard snake hissing quite close to me. So that is how I would feel in that place, by using river rushing, birds singing, snakes hissing, and leaves rustling. So how would you feel in the jungle? Please take notes and write down how you would feel by using these words. Let's continue. Safe in the jungle. And we have here a quiz. We are going to read it together and give our versions. At the end, we're going to find out our scores. So, the question is, if you were lost in the jungle, would you be able to survive? We're going to find out with this jungle survival quiz. So let me read the first question for you. If you were separated from your jungle guide on the very first morning, what would you do? A. You would find a stream or river and follow it downstream. You would climb to the top of a mountain to get a better view. Or you would hide under some bushes and wait for somebody to rescue. My answer is A. I would find a stream or river and follow it downstream. Following a river downstream may lead you to the people. Let's go on with the second one. What should you do if you want to keep snakes away at night? We have three versions here. The first one is build a large campfire. Clear the ground around where you sleep. Keep plenty of branches nearby to hit them with. My answer is I would clear the ground around where I sleep. That snakes don't like open areas. That is why I chose version B. Let's go on with the third one. If you had to eat insects to survive, which ones you wouldn't eat? Those with hard shells, those with wings, or those with bright colors? Please take notes about your answers. My answer is those with bright colors, because brightly colored insects tend to be the most poisonous. Let's go on with the fourth one. If you had to start a campfire and you didn't have any matches, what else could you use? Battery, glass, or chewing gum? Which is your answer? My answer is glass, because glass can be used as lens to start a fire. Let's go on with the fifth one. If you had to build a raft, what would be the best wood to use? The answers are Pine, balsa, or oak? Which is your answer? My answer is balsa. Why? Because balsa is light and strong and also easy to cut. Let's go on with the sixth one. If you had to spend the night in the jungle, where would be the best place to sleep? A. In a tree. B. Near a stream. And C. In an area with plenty of fruit, bushes. Which is your answer? My answer is A. In a tree, because trees will give you shelter from the bad weather. Now, let's have a look at the scores. If you have 1 or 2 correct answers, according to the answers I gave you, is if you want a better chance of surviving in the jungle, you would better start learning some survival skills. Don't go on a jungle safari anytime soon, so be careful. If you have 1 or 2 correct answers, keep this in mind. Let's go on with the next one. If you scored 3 up to 4 correct answers, my suggestion is I would feel fairly confident if I were you. You know how to take care of yourself and would probably learn more as you continued spending time in the jungle. If you get the chance, though, you should find out more survival skills. So, the last one is if you scored 5 to 6 correct answers. My suggestion is, wow, were you born in the jungle? If you were ever lost in one, you would probably survive without a scratch. So it was funny, this quiz, isn't it? Let's go on with some extra practice about the words we used at the quiz. We have fill in with the words given here. So which are the words? Let me read them for you. Climb, hide, lost, build, follow, and spend. And the question is, if you are, and we're going to fill in all the parts of the sentence here. The first one is lost. If you are lost in the jungle, there are a few things to do. Follow a river downstream. We have follow here. Climb a mountain. We have climb. Hide under bushes. We have the verb hide. Build or camp fire. We have the verb build. Or, the last one, spend the night in a tree. The right verb to use is spend. Let me talk about your homework for today, for next time. Imagine you are a tour guide. Write a few sentences by giving advice to your group on how to survive if they get lost in the jungle. Be careful. Use all the suggestions I gave you when we went through the quiz. So that is all for today's lesson, and I want you to thank you for your attention. See you next time.